is Caroline Johnson, and pronouns she, her, hers. I am currently based in Washington, D.C., and I'm the founder of Caroline Sarah Ventures. We focus on coaching women who have been through challenging circumstances and that are, and we focus on self-development. And it's also, we've been working in the recovery coaching area. So this involves helping people break free from eating disorders or co-occurring illnesses. And one of the reasons why I do this is I was on my own recovery journey and wanted to start bringing hope and encouragement to others. And we partner with various nonprofits to make that possible. So this is why I am. So the diet culture here, I think that whether it's in commercials or discussions or even in meetings or over dinner or lunch, there's so many people that will talk about how many calories. That's another thing. They're obliged to advertise the calorie content, and I think that is very destructive. There's everything. I don't know, like from keto or before. I remember you mentioned like Weight Watchers, and then there was the Atkins diet and all this stuff. So I feel that a lot of that is just constantly thrown at us, and it's very difficult for people. Why aren't there more people stepping up? And I try to do this and say, no, like, can we talk? Can we just like time out here and talk about what's healthy? If we talk about nutrition versus restriction and how we can eat and think about the nutrients and how it is good for our bodies, how food is good for our bodies, and to have that healthy relationship with eating, then maybe this would change over time. I would back up the health at every size movement, and that's something that I've always integrated and believe for as part of social justice and accepting of all shapes, sizes, races, and we've definitely concentrated on that in the coaching that we've done. We've teamed up with the likes of Miss Universe Ireland, who's the first biracial Miss Universe in Ireland. And we also did another workshop with the IDB that was for women collaboration and having self-acceptance. So I think a lot of the time thinking about that competitive nature that a lot of the times women have, and so it can be very destructive and harmful. And I think in changing that environment in the workplace also can be helpful, and to build each other up rather than having this gossiping or negative talk. That intuitive eating is really important, and helping it definitely helped me as well in my own recovery journey, just being more mindful and thinking about am I actually hungry, or am I just having a really bad day, or am I struggling with a relationship? Am I feeling tired? Is this why I'm going back to when I was in recovery? Is this why I'm being triggered? And sort of trying to gauge what level of hunger am I at, and just being accepting of food. I think it's a really, really important part of the healing process. And then I think a thing for me also was that I wanted to integrate into coaching, and that I do is when I work with my clients, is that to help them take the focus off food. because a lot of time food is not actually the problem. It's how we have internalized things, how we feel about ourselves. And I know that, and I've talked about this before, when I was going through anorexia, bulimia, it was just this constant downward spiral. And I remember just feeling those years were so wasted. And that's what I just want to do everything I can, and for the clients and girls in particular that I work with, seeing the younger version of me and just wanting to give them back those years and for them to learn something from my experience, and now and to the joy that I have and the peace that I have came from digging deep and finding, okay, is this what it's all about? Just like focusing on how thin I am or how I look. Well, what about looking inside and looking for your unique contribution to the world? What is your purpose? This is something that I really think everyone can look into in their own personal development and growth plan. And I also think positive psychology, integrating that into coaching and cognitive behavioral coaching is really effective, because it sees the person. Often when we're going through recovery, we're with our therapist, and it's really it's very important. That's one thing I'll say. It's vital. However, coaching also is very complementary, because it looks at you, and I look at my clients as whole and complete and healed, whereas in therapy you have to deal with that broken the past and your pain. And in coaching we look at, what are you good at, where are your strengths, what can you do, what do you have control over, not like what you can't do. And to really recognize like unhealthy patterns and flip them to healthy patterns. One other thing I would say is that positive affirmations have been really helpful for me, and also some things that I share with clients. So it was very difficult for me to look in the mirror and say, oh, you're beautiful, or you're okay, and to say, I am enough, and to really believe in myself. And as soon as I did that, things changed. And I've had beautiful stories of other people that I've worked with that have had that transformation. And so I hope and believe that everyone has the potential to do that. Yeah, I think that it is really important to embrace what you have to be accepting, like self-acceptance and self-awareness first. It's definitely the very first step. And it's like, if you don't love yourself, you can't love others properly. And to also share, like that was a really, really important point. Given sharing your story, I think it's important to let people feel that they're not alone. I think especially during the pandemic, there is a mental health crisis that, I mean, the therapists that I collaborate with as well are just bombarded with client problem, like increased clients. I know it's a good problem in one way for them, but also it's not good for society that. And I've noticed it also with a girl I mentor that she was struggling more because she was in this enclosed environment. She wasn't, and she, you do feel trapped. Like, I know I felt like I was a hamster going around this wheel, with the, like, going between the restrictive, then binging, then it's just this perpetual thing that's very, very hard. So if you're in that, I definitely think that trying to find ways to take time out to contact people, to talk to people. you've been like, I've been through the experience, so I can resonate. So it's different. Someone that has an eating disorder talking to me versus someone that has no idea about it. So really, really focus on that can be really useful, and you can save a life, literally.